counter to your Ryan. And quick second, thank Omega for the 5 gifted. Once Ryan, Leva is stuck behind the wall, will be able to back out there. But Brain will be advancing heavily. Leva shield almost gone. The charge coming out. The Mayog is going to catch the Ryan. He's going to be stuck away from his team. And the Shatter gets 3. The wall goes up. Can he follow up? Dark Mallard going down as well. It's just Zarya left. Just Zarya and a few supports left on point. And it's going to be cleanup for the Brain. The stall is huge, but it's just definitely won't be enough.
Once you get rid of that Reinhardt, you've pretty much just got a free Shatter coming through, and you know, Saja on the Mei tried to help out a little bit with that wall, but unfortunately just delays the inevitable. And Philocril managed to pack up a couple more kills, and it's pretty much downhill from there. No Ana, no Reinhardt, and
yeah, but you do now see that Shook has the disadvantage in ults for sure. The grab is out first. They're looking for picks. There goes the Mail. Grey Vibes does find Dark Mallard, but the Mail should be able to clean up some people. Philocril's going to go down, and the Shatter's going to come out as well. And Brain has no answer to that, and that will be basically a full wipe. My Life's a Meme will be able to hide out on the high ground. Going to stall for a couple seconds here, but really not much left alive there.
I'd say it's a pretty good fight for Brain though. Shook definitely over-ulted there, tossing in four ults just to get in. And you know, they got one of them back at the very least. But, you know, a lot of ults just get on point when they're not using any ults whatsoever. So, you know, Brain's going to be able to come in here with a couple of their own.
Brain looking like they're going to have 2 support ults. They don't actually have the nano like Shook, but they're also going to have My Life's a Meme on this Reaper ult. Jaxborn has his as well, so it'll be interesting how it goes. Jaxborn going for the aggressive ult, finds Calvin early. The beat saves the rest of the team, but he's going to be nanoed up looking for picks. Both support ults are out. They do find Dark Mallard in return, and yet again an even fight with no Ana. Shook will be down their main support, and it will be up to their Lucio to keep everyone up. Leva forced to back off point, and Mini trying to stall it out for as long as possible. Leva will go down next, and Miley Samine falls low, but is kept up by their support. Shook trying to hold on to get to a 99%, and it looks like they will get close, but Brain will be able to take it back.
Yeah, they had a pretty decent engage. Well, I mean, rather Shook had a pretty decent engage with that Nano Reaper. Managed to get rid of the Mei pretty early was important, but Brain just had the good, you know, communication to stay around and, you know, keep it alive.
The wall comes up. Leva will be pinned, but the counter pins out as well. The grab's out. Calvin is down. Philocril only gets 1 with the Shatter, and he's going to fall as well. Brain down 3 and don't have any time to give up on the point. This could be point 1 for Shook. I don't see a recontest possible.
No, that Mei's got a long way to go.
In overtime, Philocril looking for something, but it is just, they're too far away. And that will be Shook taking point 1 on Lijiang.
It's been pretty close so far. Both teams at this point very even right now. Just I think it'd be a little bit better if for Brain if they weren't getting picked off so early. A little bit of feed here and there, you know, kind of losing fights because of it, which is unfortunate. But as long as they can kind of clean it up, they shouldn't be too bad off. But both teams opting for the not both teams rather, but one team opting for the dive here. Yeah. While the other opting for the Far Mercy.
Mean, you see the dive quite a bit here, but that's kind of their goal with the dives to catch them out in the open. And with this Sim teleport strat, they're not really going to have an opportunity to catch this team, as they're going to get right to point almost immediately. Even though Epic Shook does get, they are going to roll out, but the team is already going to be on point. They don't really have dive targets. The Tracer is in the back. Ana looking for a dive, but Philocril finds Dark Mallard instantly. Glide's going to go down as well, but Philocril keeps swinging and finds Sage. Philocril falling extremely low. Might go down, will get picked off by Epic Shook. It is an even fight yet again. They need to pick up some more. We see Calvin just on the Lucio. Mini falling extremely low, almost gets taken out by a turret, and meanwhile Epic Shook gets picked off by Grey Vibes. Glide will get rezzed up, and it looks like Brain has control of this point. They still have the stall going, but Leva will suicide. Same with Mini. Calvin's going to get picked off by Sage, but that's just going to be the last of their resistance.
And like you pointed out at the very beginning, the composition was just so in favor of Brain here. Just getting onto point, getting set up, and it's kind of, you can't really dive onto the point here. You can dive outside, yeah, but that's about it. And it's they've got a pretty brawly comp to try and get into anyway, and just setting up on point with the Symmetra turrets, it's just a nightmare for this dive.
I'm honestly surprised they haven't swapped their comp yet.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that. Like,
the ball and the monkey are going to just get destroyed by these turrets, and they both are going to dive onto the Ana. Leva Falls instantly gets antied up, and that's going to be a huge pick by the Brain. The Sim Shield's going to go down, but Brave Vibes and Jin Peace are going to lose a part of their lives. Jin Peace with a full glide does find Epic Shook with another Ana frag, and the res will come out. So Shook is yet again has the advantage here. Epic Shook looking for glide, and Calvin will go down, and that will be it. There's no one left. Milex tries to save it, gets 2, but it's just not enough. Glide solo stalling on point, and Brain using a lot of ults just to get point there, or lose point there.
Just to lose point, yeah. They have some ults. Oh, actually, they're up to just throw away the Shadow and go to dive themselves, running a McCree to try and deal with this Pharah. Probably a better idea than what the Soldier would have been, but...
I mean, I'm surprised we're not seeing Milex on this Widow. He is known for it, but maybe it's just too risky of the dive.
Exactly.
Too easy to dive. And we see Grave Vibes pushed up a little far here. Does have the bomb. Maybe able to find something in the back. He's going to... Oh, I thought he was going to just jump off the cliff there. He's going to look for the Mercy pick in the background. He's falling low. He does get kept up, but he's going to be forced to use bomb. Epic Shook, meanwhile, ends up off a cliff, and the bomb's going to find no one, and Grave Vibes will go down. They get Seja on the point. Monkey is diving in. Leva falling as well. Brain has the picks. Mercy looking for an aggressive res. Mini just gets it off. But can they hold on? They counter dive. Reaper going in. They find Mini. Epic Shook is back on the point, and Seja will find Calvin, but the picks are being followed up by Brain. 2 will be going down. Both DPS no longer available for Shook. Epic Shock will go down as well. And it's just going to be Leva stalling with the rest of his life. He will probably use his ult here. Did not get it off. Maybe a little ping.
Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate, but these kind of things happen sometimes, especially on this map. But I don't know, right now seeing these teams, Shook, you know, they got a lot of players that play very well, but Brain, you can see them, they have an objective a lot of the times. They kind of know what they're doing as a team, and I think that's kind of where they're pulling through on this map.
I mean, I think the value of the dive is that when you separate a team, teams usually panic, and then they don't know who to target. But Brain is doing a good job of targeting the main people diving them. And even if they lose 1 or 2, they're getting the tanks. And we see Milex picks up Mini right away. Calvin's gonna find Leva, and Brain is rolling through map 1.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult for them to really get a good fight here. You know, we're wrapping up to 10%. They'll be able to get a fight, but like it's gonna be a very staggered and panicked fight, honestly.
I mean, we're seeing a lot of great things by Brain. We haven't really seen them at this level in a long time. And we're going to see Calvin looking for the Reaper, tries to get the Soldier, finds 2. And that's going to be a huge pick. And that is going to be taking us into map 3 of Lijiang. Looking like a good one so far.
Yeah, Brain bringing it back. Remembering how to play the game. Wonderful to see. And like I said, these teams are fairly even. But I feel like Brain definitely has the edge just with their sort of the communication and the sort of team cohesion. Definitely.
I mean, they on points like Koth, it's really about the team compositions. If you kind of outbrain your teammates, ironically, if you use your brain better than your teammates, you can usually win the map. And Brain got a lot of just point percentage right away just because they had the superior comp. So
that's exactly it. Yeah, they didn't really even actually play well. They just had to have the comp that kind of cheesed out and beat the other team.
Yeah, they had enough percentage that they only had to win 1 or 2 fights to hold on.
But both teams probably opting for the sim here.
This is the 3rd swap, and both teams going for the tele strat. This is going to be utter madness. Both Maywalls are up. Phil the Krill is swinging. He gets Dark Mallard. The Zarya will be falling low. Epic Shock barely gets out. And Brain, that was a little bit chaotic.
Yeah, there's walls coming up, just pretty much sectioning off an entire half of the point with both of them there, and it's Shock just getting caught out there, unfortunately. And you know, you don't typically last too long in those situations.
Yeah, when you're walled and you have a Ryan swinging too, it's kind of tough. And we're seeing instant swaps off of the Shook. Obviously, their strat didn't work. When you don't get first point with the sim, you got to swap it up.
Like we need a very difficult point to get back into, but now that spam damage and the threat of the Doomfist for those instant picks.
The Pharah could be interesting. We do see Pharah run a lot here. It is one of the easier maps to kind of zone them out, but Jackson finds Jin Piece. I don't know if it's Jin or Gin, but we're going to call him Jin Piece. Philacryl finds Leva with the pin, so yet again, it is an even fight. Jackson will go down, but Epic Shook just rolling through Peel. Milex, Samim, and Calvin will go down. The Pharah is free to reign. Getting taken down by the turrets. Will just be kept up. Philacryl finding another pin on Dark Mallard. It is still an even fight. Milex, Samim's turrets doing work while he's gone. Epic Shook does find one, but the Simult's gonna come out. It looks like Shock has point percentage. The Ryan is able to swing, but Brain's coming out back in full force. Grave Eyes gonna fall, and that's actually gonna be it. They're gonna find 4 very quick picks to finally bring that point back.
Still a really good stall, and just plays the last moments more. Went on for quite a while, but we're gonna switch to the sim here. We're gonna get that McCree to deal with this fire, which went pretty well last time. Calvino ramping up to that Blizzard, and Philacryl got Shatter on deck, ready to go. They've got a fair bit of firepower to push back in here, but they are going up against the Grav Farah combo. And, a little bit tricky to push into this right now. They're going to play their cards very well.
Yeah, you gotta... It's all about who uses ult first, and Shook has to be careful. The Grab's gonna come out first. The Immortality gonna keep the team up, and there's the barrage. Philacryl will fall first. Graybot's losing his mech and his life, and Brain gonna lose that fight. Shook had to use 2 major ults there, but they will probably be able to tie them in point charge with both ults out.
Very good just using 2 ults there. Sometimes you get excited, sometimes you want to dump everything into it. Maybe pop Valkyrie and go melee everyone, who knows. But Brain also didn't use any ults, which was smart.
It's super exciting when you see the Mercy pop Falcon target the Widow.
Exactly.
The Shatter is out. Philacryl will be falling. That's 4 down. The Male trying to counter it up. Leva's going to be caught right in that. The Doomfist gets 2. Calvin's going to counter it up with Epic Shock, and Glide is just not in a good position here. He's going to fall as well. I don't see them coming back. Brain does not have the ult percentage. That was not the Shatter play, Philacryl. Your team's not there. And that's going to be Shook. They're going to have the ult advantages, and they're going to have the point.
They're pretty much Brain right now are just hoping for this Baptiste window to be huge, and an incoming bomb soon to be able to catch a couple of people out, because they're going to be running into this barrage shortly, and unless they kind of get a little bit lucky and take out Saja, they could be in trouble.
Yes, they need to find Saja. If it's pretty easy to screw up a far ult. If Grey Vibes is in there, get in his face, eat it up. But it's all about positioning. Philacryl will be pushing onto point here. The Saja gets Philacryl, but they're gonna mix it up with Jackson, and Saja falling as well. The bomb is out. It needs to be huge. It finds it. That will beat Brain. They bring it back. The rest of Shook has no answer. And Brain doing what I did not think was possible and taking the point back.
We said those ults had to be big, and they were just big enough. Getting the picks, putting in the damage, they managed to find what they needed to find. But as back and forth as has been, they're now going to make sure they win the next at least one fight, maybe 2. They're going to make sure they win them, because if they lose it, that's pretty much all over from there.
Yeah, I mean, one map isn't the end of the world, but when it's a best of 3, winner takes all, it's going to be very difficult. The pin goes in, looking for Leva, trying to catch him unaware. Calvin, you got to get out, you're low. Milex Samim finds Dark Mallard. He will lose his life, but Shook no longer has the main heal. The Immortality is up. It's going to fall early. 2 are going to fall. Brain is shattered. They're down. And that will be it. They have to... I don't know if they can make it back to point.
No, unfortunately, they get at least to 99 to make it. Nice
very
and close,
first map 1.
Goes to Shook. Very, very close, honestly. A lot of moments where it could swing any way possible, but Brain just kind of misplaying every now and again. Wasting too many ults, and kind of
They got that one. There's one fight that kind of was the end of it. They lost a couple of key ults in a fight that was definitely lost to begin with.
Absolutely. But that's map 1. That can be kind of how it goes.
If I remember correctly, Shenanigans won map 1 yesterday, so it couldn't go really either way from this point onward. And while we have a second, I'd like to thank Omega the Beautiful, and that's what you are, for another 5 gifted recently and 10 total on the stream. You gifted, I think, 10 yesterday as well. So Omega, thanks again for your support, dude. You're now the #1 gifter.
This
And
man
you
is
just
nuts.
unlock
We might
his
be able
another
to
emote.
pay the casters at this point.
You're not getting paid?
Oh, you are?
Yeah, of course.
Oh shit. No, that's huge. The support is awesome seeing
Yeah,
the
even
community
Juice is getting paid, dude.
here. Wait, what? Then why doesn't he buy a new mic? But no, that first match, that was good. But I definitely think Brain can bring this back. They have the ability. And I think it might come down to more just comfort picks and
I mean,
not
Koth
so
is
much trying to do, the typical meta kind of thing, I suppose.
Koth is a map where if you can lose one fight and it can go basically right downhill for the rest of it.
Mhm.
So it's kind of can go either way no matter what, and that's why it makes it such an interesting beginning and map 5 if you go into it. And obviously for the Brain, they didn't get on the right side of that, but that does not mean that they're out in any way, shape, or form. They run this Phil the Krill and Grey Vibes are like the Rhine Diva combo, and they also have My Life's a Meme on the Widow, which definitely don't do that good on Koth in general. So
Exactly. And I mean, yeah, next map is gonna be Tunnel of Anubis. So that is obviously very different to any King of the Hill map. The way it's played is very different, and the kind of the rules are different as well. So hopefully it works. Well, not no bias, but hopefully for Brain they can kind of
I mean, I think
make
we're
use
all
of it.
just cheering for a map 5, and that means both teams
Mhm.
have to win a few.
Exactly, because I feel like this one might be one of the closest games in terms
I
of
mean,
how
I
good these
don't
teams are.
I don't know if you caught yesterday's game. That game, holy smokes! I
It's
can't even
good.
explain. That game was so close. Shenanigans versus Recall. If you haven't seen it, go watch the VOD on the Twitch channel. After this, obviously, you gotta keep listening to us talk. But yes, it was something else. Edge of my seat the whole stream. Recall got the upset in the end,
Oh,
and
geez, nice.
even the MVP of the game was emotional down to the very end. So great game.
Nice. That's crazy. Um, but yeah, hopefully the rest of the plans and players will like that then.
I mean,
Um,
there's gonna be some 3-0s for sure.
maybe one here or there.
But
Um,
hopefully in general we can keep up this very competitive atmosphere we got going on.
mhm. But we talked about it. We know My Life's a Meme definitely plays as Widow. Do you think he's going to play at this map? And do you think he's going to kind of stick to it?
Oh,
And
for
also,
sure.
if so, do you think Shook are going to be able to deal with it? Do they have anyone that can
That's the
take
question.
him out?
It'd be interesting to see how Brain plays this out. What I would like to see for sure would be maybe the old Sure 4 bait and switch, where he comes out, switches to the Widow, pops up, and just starts clicking heads.
Mm-hmm. That'd be good. I would like to see something crazy like that.
But
Yeah.
it's all about timing, It's all about who can pop off and when. That's kind of what Overwatch is, especially when it's a one and done like the plans have been. It's all about making popping off when your team needs it.
Exactly. If you're going to pop off, now's the time to do it.
Yeah.
Make sure you can secure yourself that spot in the playoffs.
I mean,
And
you can play bad all season and do well in play, and the next thing you know, people are calling you like the best in the league.
mhm. But it's fun games.
Yeah, fun games. Thanks, Sunless Fiber, for the Twitch follow. We love you, dude. I don't know who you are, but love is there.
Yeah, absolutely. We're a very close knit community here. Nothing
Yeah.
but love for everyone.
Nothing but love, especially in general chat at all times.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Only love you'll find there, especially at
Not
like
even-
4 a.m. Love, pure love.
We've never needed moderators to fix things in the wee early hours of the morning.
Yeah.
But
This is a toxic free community since we need one of those signs that's like toxic free like the day sign. It's like day since accident.
yeah, and then also one next to it, days since last Houston in-laws, such and
Days since
such.
team got banned.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, no more in-laws. Rest in peace, in-laws. You'll be always be known as a team that no matter who got you ended up as with Smurfs.
Legendary. Actually, I think half of them ended up moving to Toronto as well. Not the Smurfs, obviously.
Not
The other
Smurf.
players.
Yeah.
The
nice-
bench players.
The bench players because they weren't smurfing.
Yeah, exactly. They weren't, they only accepted top 30 players. Chips had to find something to do while he was on the bench in the Overwatch League.
Yeah, exactly.
But
One man spam. The spam is definitely better than yesterday. Came in chat yesterday. It looked like an XQC chat.
oh no.
Yeah.
What was a Mance in the
A man's
Tryhard
ended up with
7?
a gifted sub emote.
Oh no.
Yeah. So that's funny. That's ironic.
Hopefully someone comes back in here. I mean, hopefully we get back in here shortly and can get this game underway. I think someone is just, I don't know, AFK, the power went off. Who knows? But I can't speculate too much for after playing one map.
I mean, Cookie. I've seen some clips, dude. You're more of a ground fire kind of player.
Absolutely.
The rat.
Yeah, I'm too used to the rat. You seen my plays? Do you know what they call me? Can't say it on the stream.
No, you can't.
I don't think I can.
It's the rat from down under.
Oh, if only. Yeah, Juice knows what's up, but I don't know. Maybe in the playoffs I have to bring out a bit of the such and such.
Such and such, very specific for the stream.
I mean, we're family friendly here.
Family friendly, exactly.
Only the match.
We had one stream.
We had one stream. That's it.
What? I mean, I said there's only that one stream that we won't talk about.
Oh, okay.
That one production team that didn't really know the rules yet.
Yeah, we've had some good moments in the. How long's this league been going on for now? It's like mid-late last year.
I think October we started.
Yeah.
Seems like it's been a while.
Yeah, someone could have almost had a child by now in that period of time.
I mean, you can still play video games and have a child, so maybe someone has had a child. Maybe
Yeah.
someone.
Someone could have been conceived in the beginning, and
True.
that child would almost have hatched by now.
See, the real what if question is like, what if like someone had had a child and they named it Cookie, like in memory of you, dude?
That would be cool, but would they pronounce it right? Would it be a cookie or kooky or like, I don't know, some other just bizarre form of it? But
I mean,
well, it looks like,
sick.
yeah.
That was,
Well, it looks like the teams are ready. We can finally get into map 2 after that. I don't know, seemingly endless pause. Everyone's switched up. We now have Shook on the defending side. Get that defender's advantage.
Now entering the
And hopefully they bring out a Bastion. Not enough Bastion.
Bastion? You like watching Bastions?
Mate. I don't know if you've seen what Toronto does these days. We're the new bubble tea. Attack Bastion all the
God.
way.
Attack Bastion.
It works, man. It works. No one sees it coming.
Press X to doubt.
Oh, absolutely not. This man.
I
This
mean,
man doesn't put respect on the
sounds
Omnic
like
man.
since I left Toronto, things just gone downhill. Comp strats. It's like you guys just let Cookie do whatever you want.
Yeah. It's actually that one wasn't my strat to be fair. My strategy just involved Junkrat. Junkrat and Torb.
That sounds like a juice strat if I ever heard one. And we're gonna see, as you predicted, MyLife's Meme swapping onto this Widow right to begin with, and Calvin on this Reaper. Jackson Ward's gonna be on this Hanzo, trying to click some heads for sure.
That he gets that consistent damage to help with the Meg. Meg doesn't put out that much damage. Kind of relies on the tanks to follow up.
And
but
clearly,
having that Hanzo, you can try and take this Widow duel that you feel like is going to come, but also still have that front line damage.
And clearly, we were only one map in, but anything you like, any player you'd like to be like, wow, okay, these guys need a shout out on map 1. Nope.
No. If there were to be one, it might be Epic Shock at the moment with that Zarya. He's there quite a bit in the thick of it, and he is getting quite a bit of value out. And not 100% sure, but he might feed the rest of the time. But
we're still early, and we do see the play by MyLife Samim. He's playing back, and he's going to be quite a shock when they come in. Ironically, Glide will find Saja early. The anti is huge. MyLife Samim already on the high ground, gets dove, but Epic Shook just does not have the life in the mech. He's gonna get picked off. Jackson will find MyLife Samim with the counter pick, but Brain already has the point. And clearly, I don't know if you've ever seen Space Jam, but the scene where they go into the locker, they're a little defeated, and then they drink Mike stuff.
Yeah.
It's relevant again because of like the whole Michael Jordan documentary. But I think that's what Brain did. They went to the documentary, they drank Phil the Krill special juice, and now they're playing better.
Absolutely, they're all sorted and ready to go in now. But playing off those nades, and yet again, not that it matters too much, but another nade on like pretty much the entire team. Glide, the one-man army now, just full of those big antis.
The wall is out. Phil, you are not on the right side, and you barely gets away. Almost falls low. Meanwhile, Calvin finds one in the back. He will probably get picked off there, but Jackson's gonna go down as well, and Shook is now down. The nano comes through. We see Phil the Krill. He's swinging. Oh lord, he's swinging. He gets Dark Mallard, but the picks just aren't really coming that fast. They need to find value quickly. 2 more fall on the side of Shook, and Brain will start to get time on this cart. They use the Maywall early, and MyLife Samim picking off the Ana. MyLife, stop, man. They're already dead. The Shatter gets Shook. He won't be able to touch. And that's going to be basically a 5-minute push by the Brain.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at first when they first pushed in there, I was looking a little bit shaky for them. I'm pretty sure someone might have died, or at least got very close to dying. But Brain swung it back into their favor, and having MyLife Samim up, setting up so completely free, you can't do anything about him there. You can't do anything about that Widow once they're on point. You got Phil the Krill
in your face. You got Calvin in your face. And like you gotta focus on them, and then next thing you know, your head's being shot at by a Widow in the backline.
Absolutely, and they did quite a lot of work on both points. Sometimes you don't see a Widow do too much work. You'll just see it be more of a threat than a actual something that works. But MyLife Samim does find the picks. He's a genuinely good Widow. And even if he's getting dived by divas and whatnot, he's not worried too much.
He's one of the only Widows left.
Yeah, only Widow left.
They're a dying breed.
Thank God. Get rid of him.
God.
But Jackson Bond trying his own hand at the Widow now. But MyLife Samim actually going for the McCree, which get back to the Widow.
We want to see play Widow. And what is this on this ball? I've seen him run the ball before. I'm a little worried. Epic Shook.
Shock. Epic Shock.
Epic Shook. He should change his name. I know.
Yeah, he's on Shock.
Thing, but yeah.
Well, the team can change to Shock.
I mean, then we'd have San Francisco be like, you can't name your team after us. So it'd be difficult. And we do see a couple shots coming by Jackson Bourne, not finding anything just yet. We see Brain holding this backside, definitely playing pretty smart here. And Jackson will have full sights onto the point, but he will not be able to really see anything. He needs to find some value, and Glide will be the first to fall. The anti by Dark Mallard coming in clutch. Phil the Krill gonna fall as well to it, and they only get Saja in response. Calvin needs to find work. MyLife finds 2, and he gets 3. MyLife bringing it back, picking off both tanks and a DPS, and basically saving that fight.
Nice. Yeah, MyLife's me. Okay, you can say McCree. I'll allow it. But, I was a bit worried that Glide kind of didn't make the best decision. Rather than running back to his team when he's getting dived, he goes up to go by himself, uses all his abilities, uses mortality, and still gets picked off.
Epic Shock. You gotta swap off the ball, dude.
One of my favorite things. It's an interesting decision. A lot of interesting decisions taken.
The ball is so fun to play, so it's hard to know when to swap, but you gotta swap.
Yeah, you hear that monster? But he's onto the Zarya now, helping out Israel a little bit. They should be able to do a little bit better here now.
Yeah, we'll give him a little bit more availability to push it. We'll give him a little more protection against this Reaper, and we'll give him a lot more damage against both the D.Va and the Rein. So that will definitely allow them to push. We see Calvin hiding in this corner, not spotted. He's gonna look for some value. He's gonna get spotted now. He's gonna retreat to his team, but still not picked off. Brain is in a great position here. They're gonna nano Leva up. He's swinging. MyLife gets traded with Seja, and Leva will find Calvin. Shook is now down. Philipgrill misses his charge and is now a free-for-all on the point. Leva has his shatter. Could be using it, and he gets Grey Vibes. The counter shatter gets 2 though. Can he get the kills? I don't see him getting them. Leva finds Glide as well. The bomb gets no one. And Brain using a lot of ults, but probably going to lose this point here. It's unfortunate they use so many ults just to end up losing that first point.
And this is the tricky part, because Shook's about to roll in with a couple of ults, including, you know, both Blizzard, probably Deadeye, and maybe even Grav, and they can kind of just, you know, snowball this because they don't have much to defend with at all. They've got beat, but that's something to save you from, you know,
but it's really up to Calvin.
Yeah, exactly. We're playing off of Calvin's back right now. G-Vibe's fallen so low.
Leva looking for value here. They're going to melt Philipgrill's shield. Both shields are extremely low. Neither Rein have the shatter though. The Male's going to start it out. Everyone does escape except for 2, Calvin and Philipgrill. I didn't see them happening. MyLife gets Jacksonborn before he can ult, and that might be the pick they need. They're holding on. They give up a pick. They use the beat. The grab gets no one. And that's going to be Brain's chance. Leva falling low. They have to beat themselves. And Calvin still yet to use his ult. Going to be able to use that now. He's going to go down early. He finds Dark Mallard. Philipgrill finds Seja, and Brain, with those amount of picks, should be able to hold it back. The shatter gets 3. That's it.
That's it.
Leva.
Yeah. Jhin can try, but your little frog legs aren't going to help you too much against a big German 500-pound hammer.
Leva shattering all of Brain and just basically taking that whole point for himself. It looked like they were going to lose that fight.
Yeah, that fight seemed very sporadic. Nothing too coordinated, too much. Everyone kind of doing their own thing. What if I just shattered everyone? And
exactly.
So it happened.
Well,
kind of clean. It's a good way to clean it up too.
Getting 3 cage shattered and then losing the point definitely does not feel good. We definitely have this increased timer, so Brain has a minute 30 on the Shook. Shook's gonna be forced to attack here, but in general, it's still very close in the times. Thank God we don't have to wait out 5-minute pushes and go to a 6-6.
Oh yeah, you know, 6-6-9-9. Man, I swear I casted the game recently that just went like forever. Yeah, what was it, like King's Row or something? Just like, I don't know, just stop playing the game.
I mean, I feel like when it comes to like control point and like hybrid 7, like a 6-6 is a little more exciting than a control point where it's just one team gets 6 minutes, the other team like pushes with no resistance just over and over again. It's just like, and we see Epic Shock coming out on the Zarya right away. No Widow, just straight exact comps, except for we do not see a Mei on the side of Brain. We're going to see Calvin on this Reaper and staying on this Reaper. Looking to push in on this left room.
Shook's just going to get a nice wall and can kind of, you know, own it here with, I
mean,
I think so far already.
They got quite a bit of time.
Yeah, they're not fast.
Leva's gonna push in aggressively. The wall and the stuns are out. Both tanks barely escaping with their lives. He's gonna be swinging, but he's gonna fall down. Was not paying attention to his health. Calvin will trade with that, and Seja gets Glide up top. With no support, it's gonna be very difficult for Brain to bring it back. MyLife's getting another pick. He's gonna find Jacksonborn yet again. Mini's trying to stall it out, but it looks like Shook is gonna back up here. Grey Vibes just supercharged up on this Zarya, being able to put out a ton of damage onto the side of Shook. Glide still not back, and Brain is now down. Philipgrill has no response to Leva being nanoed up, and that's going to probably be the point. They're down the Rein, they're down the Zarya. Calvin gets the trade, but he's going to lose his life as well. There's really nothing you can do once you're down that Ana.
And I wouldn't really say Shock lost the fight. I mean, Shook lost the fight there. They kind of, you know, they were kind of pretty even there, and they backed up defensively for a moment just to wait for Lava to get back and pushed in, and you know they took that point, which is pretty important, making sure that they have a chance to, no matter what.
Once Glide was picked off and they made the chance to just regroup and push in, like there's really nothing you can do against a Nano Ryan when all you have is a Lucio. Brain has tons of ults to work with, and Shook only has a couple minutes left on point, so it'll be interesting to see. Phil the Krill stunned up, he's frozen, the grab is out, the wall should be falling soon. They're looking for value. Miley Samim finds Leva another pick. The shatter can come out anytime this shatter gets two, at least one. A grab, made combo. They do it again. That's 3 by Jacksonborn. They bring it back. Shook. Team wiping. Oh my god.
Every time I'm like, oh yeah, that's the fight lost. They're like, oh actually, let me just like dump our ults and like win the fight.
They do get the stall. Miley Samim on the Tracer. Can he stall for long? Calvin on the point now. They lose Phil the Krill. Jin Piece is down as well. The Reaper ult gets 3. Can he get another? Calvin bringing it back. He gets 3. He will be picked off, but Brain, they brought it back. 4 down for Shook. It's just Mini and Leva. Who will fall next? Grey Vibes will, surprisingly, but Leva doesn't have the health. He's gonna go down. It's just Mini stuck on the point. He will be next, and Brain, with the help of Calvin's 3-man Reaper ult, bringing it back.
That nice 98.6%. So close, so very close to capping it. But now, you know, Brain are in a very good position to take this. You know, 3.5 minutes to take both points when, you know, they did it in what, like a minute last time? Like, was, no, 2 minutes? I don't know how long these matches go for. Maybe 3 minutes. But
seems like forever.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. But they're in a very good position to take the map. But Shook still have a lot of time to defend, honestly, you know. Even being able to cap sometimes is a miracle, and let alone twice. So they're definitely not out of this yet.
They're not out. They just have to full hold last. Brain has 3 minutes and 30 seconds to push both points, and if they can't do that, it's gonna be over. That's just how Overwatch works. Well, it's not gonna be over, but they're gonna be down 2-0 and on the brink of elimination, and they're playing their heart out. As you can see, all of Brain is playing very well. All of Shook is playing very well. Both these teams aren't making too many mistakes. It's not like some games where you're like, what are these teams doing?
There's some good moments where you're like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's usually not even like big mistakes. It's sometimes just being a little bit out of position and things like that. Nothing like insanely crazy that you wouldn't normally see.
And we see Calvin going on. They're playing kind of the classic here where they run this Genji blade and they just charge his blade. They charge the nano blade and go for the automatic kind of fight win if Calvin can get away with it. We see Jin Piece falling extremely low. A pick on them, and the anti is gonna find just Mini there. They're gonna dive in. Phil the Krill on the point. He's falling low. He doesn't have it shielded. But he's gonna stay in. Brain playing this extremely smart, and Calvin, he cannot be the first to fall. Calvin, you need to charge your ult. Barely getting out. Phil the Krill gonna take this high ground yet again, but they don't really have anything to push this Shook team in with. The D.Va is on the high ground, but they don't have the damage. My Life's a Meme can't do anything, and Calvin still not have his ult. Glide is close. Phil the Krill will be antied up, and Glide needs his ult. Calvin, you're stuck in there. Calvin somehow does get out. My Life's a Meme putting any damage on anyone that pushed out to point. And that's going to be the fight. I think Brain will stay in, though, as it can't really... Shook can't really push them with this Widow on them.
No, they're in a really good position anyway, especially these tanks. They don't need to go anywhere. They're in a good spot to just keep harassing.
Calvin's going to have his ult with the Nano Blade, and that's going to be...
Yeah, it's
that's
all
going to be
coming
what they're looking for. Mini
they
has
do have
her
beat
ult.
and a Nano of their own, so... You know, they definitely have the ability to counter this.
If you watch... And My Life gets Jackson. That is a huge pick. The Nano Blade is out. They find Sage right away. Not everyone got the blade or the beat. And that's going to be Brain taking it. They're using a lot of ults there. But that's going to be exactly what they have. They have tons of time pushing into next. They have very similar ult times. Maybe they'll swap off the tank combo. but in general, they're looking in a very good position for this next push.
Yeah, they got 2 minutes. They could near enough if they wanted to just do the same thing. Oh, they could just kill Jackson again and push him now. But he does get that quick respawn still because they only just took it, so he'll be back out before long.
Epic Shook finds Calvin. Calvin, I guess, joined for a similar strat. They're like, yo, we run it back.
Yeah. Bit of a homie stock, making sure it's even.
Well, they got a minute 43, so if they get another Nano Blade, and Minnie's not even close to her beat. If they get one more Nano Blade, it's going to be very tough for Shook to really do anything here.
Absolutely, it'll be a bit of a wrap, but we've got some ults on the defensive side. We've got Shatter coming up. We've got Grav as well. And we already have.
Yeah, it's just about them pushing in, getting the ults out, and then having their own ults for the next fight. That's kind of how this whole strat's gonna have to go. They do get the wall on the tanks, don't really have the follow-up, and Dark Mallard Will's gonna be caught off. They're gonna find Seja early. Dark Mallard's gonna be tough to get out of there. He will escape to spawn, but they still don't have his healing. They find Dre Vibes with the High Noon, and they get Mini as well. Phil the Krill's gonna pick off the Ana. They don't even need the Nano Blade. They have the point. They still have the beat. They sleep. Oh my God! What is Glide doing?
Insane.
They lose Sage's ult. They still have Jin. You gotta use your ult there. You use it a little late. They use the grab. Braybot's still stuck on the point. They don't have the Nano Blade now, so they do get a pick. And Brain will be forced to back off. I worry so well for your play, and then you had Nano Blade uncontested going into the next fight, and you throw it away on a Rein backing up.
That was the one win.
God, that was a misclick.
Now they have to do a normal blade into what will probably be a beat and a shatter. This is not looking good for Brain right now. All of just that one play, unfortunately.
Yeah, and they will get the touch. Ginpiece, one of them, maybe they do get the touch. Calvin gonna be dashing up. This blade needs to be huge. This is his team basically surviving. Mini gets Seja yet again. The beat, he kills him before the beat is out. Mallard's gonna fall down as well. Has Calvin done it? Leiva's going down next. They did it. They brought out the kills. Brain will take map 2, and it will be tied up 1-1.
So close. And Calvin playing that so well because you're in such a dangerous position. You're trying to take out both Lucio and Ana standing on top of each other with a dry blade. It's incredibly difficult, but managing to take out the Lucio before he beats and also not getting slept or destroyed by the Ana, getting antied and still being alive, pretty well done. But we're all even up now. Basically just a reset. We get to go onto map 3.
The question is, will that really kind of affect the mentality of Shook going to this? Obviously, we will have a quick analyst desk. We're going to take it to our analyst desk very shortly before we just finish this up. I have to say one thing. I was like, yo, Glide MVP for Brain MVP, and then they throw that Nano out, and I'm like, okay, they're Glide. Okay, they're Chief. I mean, Jin, whatever you want to call him, he's playing really well. Dark Mallard playing extremely well as well. Just in general, the supports are playing out of their minds. Leiva and Epic Shook. It's honestly, it's such an intense game. I'm stressed. I don't even know what's going on. I hope the chat is as hyped as I am.
Like this game at any moment can just go anywhere. Just every single moment. It's ridiculously close. But we get to move on to our analyst desk now and see what they think of this nutty gameplay.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Juice. Joined with me on the desk today is Zesty Sam. Sam, we got a pretty good game on our hands so far. It's 1-1 with the Shook and the Atlanta Brain. After that very exciting tempo game that went right down to the wire. Zesty, any thoughts on what you've seen so far?
Okay, Scuff Mike. So, honestly, It's a pretty close match, not gonna lie. Both teams are pretty good. Shook has made a shit ton of, or sorry for my language, a lot of comebacks during map 1 and map 2. I thought they were gonna win map 2 actually, but um, they they seem to have like choked a bit like at the end of trying to cap point, but then like for map 2, but though brain that basically had like a good deal of winning that though.
What I've noticed, honestly, personally, so far from this first 2 games, you see a lot of plays. So, apologies, I guess my mic is a little poor at the
Yes.
moment. Okay, so what I've noticed so far from the comparisons between Shook and Brain so far, Shook seems to have a lot more like reliance on their tank roster with Levia as well as Epic Shock being kind of the front runners and being these players who have been making a lot of these plays that are allowing Shook to get these fight wins. While it seems on the side of Brain with Life is a Meme and Calvin O, you see a lot better DPS plays while the supports are consistently popping off on their own resolve and actually getting these pretty good games on both sides of the supports. But it really comes down to these fight differences. Whether like who is more impactful between Brain's DPS or Shook's tanks. Phil has been playing a little bit passive as well as in terms of the comparison between their respective counterparts of Flame and Shock. But I have to say, it's been pretty even so far. I mean, it's been a very interesting, back and forth session between these two different players and two different teams. But I have to, it's been a very complex situation. And it seems as though, I apologize once again, everyone. We're going to be seeing a little bit of an issue, at least on my side, some technical errors. It looks like my mic is not at the highest quality at the moment. I truly apologize for that.
And he cut out.
I'm here to replace Juice. I got this. Okay, let's go, Zesty Sam. Let's
All right.
talk about this game. What do you got to bring up?
All right, so basically, like during the team fights, like map 1, Brain was pretty aggressive, but Shook was also aggressive, but more passive with their Rhine, and Phil was like just charging in there and sort of cleaning up, but they end up losing because of the passive Rhine. And yeah, I mean, sometimes both teams will make mistakes with their support alts, and that would end up leading them to either a loss or like a lost fight, basically.
I mean, I think in general, like both teams played it really well, and it came down to that last fight. I think Brain got kind of lucky there. Calvin brought it out of his hat. In general, Calvin found that Lucio right away. I don't know if he wasn't protected or he just got quick dove. But if Calvin didn't find that pick, that whole fight would have gone differently. When you have that beat, that basically can win your team a fight, especially when all Brain was working with was a single blade, not even nanoed. So I think that could have gone either way there. But definitely a close fight all the way. I agree with what you're saying. Philly Crow's definitely playing quite a little more aggressive. Sometimes that helped out. Sometimes that didn't as much, I'd say, as it did cause occasionally for his team to just straight out lose a fight. Did let his team regroup quickly, but both teams playing extremely well.
Yeah, Kelvin's Genji is like really amazing. Like it surprised me. But I want to talk about My Life as a Meme. His Widow is like his Widow basically popped off and made them win team fights and such.
Yeah, both Brains DPS, you definitely saw quite a bit of them on this map. Calvin and I mean held out. We saw quite a bit of insane support and tank play on that first Koth map. But as we went to maps that their DPS and tank lines were more comfortable with, we saw Calvin and My Life were just playing out of their minds. Calvin, especially on that Reaper, getting a bunch of huge plays, and My Life on that Widow. Jacksonborn on the Creed did just as well. I didn't see Seja as much. Seja's Mei was missing quite a bit. I found that they could have probably swapped the Mei for something maybe more high damage, as they weren't really following up with the walls or the Mei ults. And when you don't follow up with the Mei ults, you're kind of just losing a major damage source. Obviously, Epic Shook on the Zarya made up for quite a bit of it, but you just don't have that.
Yeah. honestly, a lot of Mei ults were good, but also bad. Sometimes they were used to either hold off the other team from coming in from the other side, which I thought was going on with Shook. But uh, I, but honestly, they would lose the fight regardless of where the Mei ult was. And but
I mean,
Uh,
there was one good Mayalt on one push where they got Calvin and they got Phil the Krill. But I just think like if your Mayalts take so long to charge, and if you're not getting as much value out of the May, you have to be able to get like you have to basically turn a Mayalt into a one fight. Like
yeah,
if you're running a May and then a Grav as well, you have to force what there be to be used on one or the other, so that the other one is basically free. So
Yeah.
but yeah. Any other thoughts going into this next map? We're going to map 3. We're going to be going on to Eichenwald.
Honestly, I think this is going to be another close fight with both teams.
I mean, did you end up watching the Shenanigans recall match at all last night? Like, I feel like it could be kind of just a replay of that.
Yeah, I feel like it's
Okay.
going to be it's going to be like a replay of that. But yeah,
It's going to come down to the wire, and it'll be interesting to see who's going to come out on top. Will it be the 7th place Atlanta Brain or the San Francisco Shook? Kind of a sleeper pick going on here.
Yep.
I think is that we should be just about ready to go into back to the casters, which I myself won. So back to me. Thanks for your input, Zesty. Definitely helps spread some light on this game. But yeah, we're gonna be entering map 3.
Thank you, Zesty. Juice for the 3 seconds he was here, and Cry, big on that analyst desk. Well, like you said, we're gonna jump into map 3, which is Eichenwald. No one hates Eichenwald. Eichenwald is a very good map. It should be a lot of fun. You know, you see some very different things here. Typically, you might see a lot of far mercy kind of things, plenty of hit scan, and even sometimes a bit of dive. But I think G Vibes is definitely gonna do well on this map, especially towards the second point with all the high ground.
I mean, Phil the Krill, G Vibes. This is like another map for them. You got the Rhine Diva combo. It's hybrid. That's what they're gonna do. It will be dependent on if their team can also play at the same level. Obviously, we saw Calvin and Miles being play higher than that level on the last map, but it's just going to be about if they can bring it back. And Shook in general, they've been playing extremely well as well, especially when you see that whole map come down to one blade.
Yeah.
You know it's a tough map where each team going back and forth, and a single blade was the deciding factor of the.
Yeah, and like even then, like that blade was huge, but like I don't know, it was played so perfectly. There wasn't much you could do about it, other than maybe trying to get an as soon as he goes in, beat maybe, or something. Just try and gamble a little bit. But even then, that's pretty risky. There wasn't much more they could do, and getting their May ult frozen certainly didn't. Oh, not frozen. May ult slept.
Yeah, they got
stunned.
the May ult slept. That was like Glide came in with that play, and then he threw away his nano. It's like Glide, you're counteracting like your good plays, but yeah, you lost Sage's May ult there, and then you lost Mini's Lucio ult. So
Exactly. Makes it just that a little bit more difficult to stay stabilized.
and while we have a second, let's thank Pawn. Okay, I can't pronounce your name. Pawn Zor 180, and one more person, Vino X Chan, or Vino Chan, as the cool kids call it.
A little bit of a struggle there, but we got Shook back on in the red on the right side, and Brain back on the left side, and they're raring to go, ready to get back into this and start swinging hammers at
Dark
each other.
Howler falling extremely low right away. Probably got a little McCree damage into him, but just is able to survive. It's going to be followed up by who's going to win. We do see Phil Curl swing, and he's going to be caught out a little with that wall, but the counter wall is going to block majority of that damage and let Brain reset up. Both Bays going to be not really having their wall just yet, as Leva's going to look in and start swinging. He's going to be on this right side of this cart. Really no counter. He's bubbled up, and he's going to get walled. Leva, you're on the wrong side of that wall. Barely gets out with a nice wall by Seja. Philip Girl is going to get frozen up. The pin is missed. blocked by a May block, and now 2 will fall first. Philocryl will fall first, and I feel like Brain will not be able to hold without their main tank. Grey Vibes will go down, and there goes 2 more. And when you lose your main tank, it is clear that your team is just going to follow right away.
Yeah, and that's kind of the power of the Zarya as well. You know, D.Va can do a lot, and we know, you know, Grey Vibes can do a lot on the D.Va specifically, but Zarya just has that much more damage and pressure on the front line that if you're playing Reinhardt against that with no Zarya of your own, you're going to have a pretty tough time. You have no one to cleanse antis, you have no one to sort of keep you out of a bad spot, you know.
You're basically relying on Grey Vibes to eat every anti.
Exactly. Well, you know, you don't have to shield one yourself, but...
I mean... That's as a Ryan player, that's too much work.
Yeah, exactly.
I only know swing and charge. I don't know this whole. Does Shook know where they're coming out? Philokryl's gonna have an unopened shatter. Philocryl, you had the shatter open. You waited too long. They get Sage though, with only 1 down. The Creel's gonna come out. It's gonna find no one. Philocryl will drop next. He's nanoed up, and that's gonna be another fight win for Shook. They're rolling through now.
That was certainly an interesting take. I mean, give it to him. It was an interesting strategy at the very least. You know, jump around, get behind. Unfortunately, you know, the Zarya was there and, you know, knows what it looks like when a Reinhardt is going to shatter and bubble that's saving, you know, some people. And then Leva with that nano run of the moan. Just got to smack and fill back around and get him out of here. You know, Shook's looking pretty good in this spot right now. They've got a few ults online. That Grav and Freeze can be pretty big here, but I mean, Brain's got about 5 ults coming here with.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Brain, they're going to start with the D.Va Bomb. Could be huge. Finds no one, though. And Philocryl's going to get frozen up, but the Mail should be able to keep him alive. Gin will go down as well. And MyLife's will find Sage. Epic Shook just kept up, but they do have someone in the backline. Philocryl's definitely not surviving this ult as he has no health. MyLife's going to be looking to pick up Epic Shock in the backline. He is low. He will go down next. Calvin finds a nice headshot as well on Jackson. And that's going to be a fight win.
Yeah, that was looking pretty close. Yeah, kind of questionable with the grab. I know you managed to get rid of Philocryl, but it's still like, were you really going to find the value there? Could you guarantee that you're going to get that team win just for getting rid of Phil?
I mean, it would have been close. MyLife's hit some clutch headshots. Like in MyLife, like the Zarya.
I mean, that's kind of expected at this point, right?
Fair enough, fair enough. But I mean, you're a high charge Zarya. You're like, I got this.
Exactly. It's just, you know, you can go for those hero plays. It's all good, but you kind of got to follow up there with the hero
and
play.
The shatter. There's no one left. There's no one left untouched. Leva, you had to do it to him.
That was, I mean, that's like Reinhardt 101, you know. Yeah. The card doesn't block shatter.
It's very odd that the card does not block shatter, but you gotta.
It's a floating card. It doesn't. I mean, if it had wheels on the ground, I'd almost understand it. But it's a floating car. It doesn't. The shatter goes clean underway.
Clean under. Fair enough. I mean, it's German engineering, right?
Exactly. Precision German engineering at that. And that's what Leva's doing right now. He's got that precision German.
And Shook has a lot of time. That's all I'm gonna say. Shook has a lot of time. 3 minutes and 30 seconds on Ike.
Oh, that's a pretty good wall.
They are gonna get Grey Vibes early. MyLife's looking for a counter high noon, finds no one, and is gonna fall low. We have the Jake Rat out. Not the rat from down under.
No.
Still a rat. The pin from Leva gets Calvin. The Mail is out, finding Epic Shock. But Philocryl is going to swing and get 2.
Pretty well done, you know. Pretty cleaned up. You had to use a fair bit there, but you managed to hold on. You have nothing really to kind of defend against what's coming in shortly, which is, you know, most of their stuff. And Jackson's building up that tire pretty quickly as well. And when Long before he has that, and they're not going to have any sort of defense for it.
I mean, I just want to see Leva hit another 6k shatter or 4k or whatever he had last time. And the Shogun, he did it! There we go. 3 are down to that. That should be enough to push it out to the end. MyLife does pick up 2. Can he get? They get Sage as well. They're gonna use the grab. They need to get the 2. The grab keeps him off point. It's just glide left, but they're gonna come back. They get the picks with the Brainer back on point. That was there. 0 meters. Thanks, Overwatch. Really gonna scuff it like that. Yeah, it's not Altitude's fault. Leva's gonna fall to Phil. Is gonna find Phil the Krill. He's still going. He's gonna have another shatter again. Leva, just get it again, dude. Make your dreams come true. There he goes. Finds the D.Va. Brave Vibes will be down. It's just the support stalling. Jackson, it's done, dude. Too much. The fight is over. And there's just a few left on the side.
Yeah.
Somehow the stall is still going on. I don't think they get the memo of you're supposed to die.
Yeah, absolutely. A really good stall nonetheless, because you know they're coming in here with what, 3.5 minutes, and they managed to roll it all the way down to 130, while at a complete disadvantage in terms of ults. But they managed to cap. Gotta be happy with that. Not everyone gets to cap all the time. Why you stand on the cat? Because it climbs up it and all that general stuff. There's technically some.
Okay, it's
So it's the juice facts of the day with special guest Cookie here today. Some carts on some maps in certain spots, like literally just random as that. Sometimes it won't shatter you, and sometimes it won't. You just get lucky sometimes.
You just gotta pray to Jeff Kaplan and hope that you block the oh wait, that's the wrong. Someone just asked me for a message and I just sent them pugs starting at 9. Okay, you might be a little confused there.
Oh dear. But you know, Shook had a pretty good push there. Pretty dominant.
I do in fact know that Shook had a good push there.
I have inside intel. But,
I have inside intel. It's called watching the game. I saw it happen with my own eyes. It was crazy.
Exactly. But you know, it's their time to defend and see if they can hold on to it any longer, or if they just get steamrolled and I don't know, Brain have 10 minutes to push next time. Who knows? I don't know how this game works anymore. I don't play it.
To block, and they should just give 10 minutes anytime you push to the end, so the game never ends.
That'd be fun. Oh, I would like to play more Overwatch actually. More Overwatch in my Overwatch.
More Overwatch competitive. The wall goes down. My Life finds Sage. This could be the role you're talking about. Losing your Mei right away. Phil the Krill is going to get followed up, though. So maybe not. My Life finds another pick. My Life is going off. Finding 2. Jackson Bourne needs to follow it up. Not finding the picks just yet. Jackson Bourne and will find 1. Dark Mallet's going to find Gin as well. Jin, Gin, whatever you call him. He's going to go down. It's Grey Vibes on point. He's going to get 1. Can he get another? He does not have a bubble and will fall.
Yeah, you know, you get so close, but when the first pick of your own team is your Reinhardt, you lose any real steam that you're going to have to keep up. You know, he's so good at clearing people off point, just swinging around, but, you know, you lose that steam very quickly without the Reinhardt.
It's like a sham wow, dude. He's insane at cleaning. Just once you lose that Ryan, the other Ryan becomes a sham wow. Crysdale, 2020. You can quote me on that one.
Thank you for your wise
words. Falling extremely low yet again. We're gonna see if, and Leva also falling low. The wall's gonna come up. Leva's gonna go in swinging. Does he know there's a wall behind him? I don't know. Phil the Krill's gonna go down. We see the wow. It's shamming. There's 3 down to the shatter.
He's putting the elbow grease in. He's all into it 2 hands.
Call him Mr. Clean, because this guy's just cleaning up the brain. This is some interesting casting. I've never casted like this before, that's for sure.
There's just dirt on the floor and he's cleaning it up, man.
Yeah.
It's yeah, I don't know, but Leva is just kind of rolling Phil right now in this sort of Ryan v Ryan kind of battles. He's kind of just and I don't know if it's entirely up to his team.
I mean, for a lot of it, I can't really blame Phil. Like when your team's not running a Mei and the other team is, you're gonna die more than the other Ryan. That's just how it's gonna be.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Yeah. The high noon coming out early. Calvin's gonna go down first. Phil the Krill going for the charge, and the Nano is out. The Shatter's gonna get stunned out, and Brain not finding an answer.
So close. We keep getting there, but it's just, I don't know. Shook's just kind of doing very well right now. Unstoppable, if you will.
taking this map for the whole thing about the map choosing is just that you kind of never know. Like, this Shook chose Eichenwald. They definitely were practicing Eichenwald, so it's kind of just, can your team overcompensate, or not overcompensate, but can your team compensate for when the other team gets the map choice?
This is what it comes down to, like what I was talking about earlier. Is it just seems like Brain isn't good at this meta right now, so maybe change it up. Pick something that works a little bit differently and more of a...
Yeah, the anti is huge. Two are going to get caught. The Mayalt's going to come out as well. I don't know who's caught in it. It looks like Sage will be caught. Leva comes out. Grey Vibes is going to fall, but Phil the Krill is going to just come in swinging. And that's
just like that.
Brain.
Yeah, you know, these fights just ended very, very quickly. Just kind of mopped up, if you will.
If someone's in the chat, can someone go back and clip me saying, "Wow, the shame"? I need that for a highlight, casting highlight reel.
Oh, casting highlight reel.
Casting highlight reel. It's me shouting. No, it's the cast. I kind of want to make a video just me saying dumb shit on stream.
Oh, I've got so many. I don't know if you've seen it on the other channel. There's so many people that have clipped just random shit that I've said. It's great. I went through it the other day. You can just, I don't know, make a short film.
Like the Brain Excel game, there were some times where I just was like saying something and I just stopped talking.
But, you know, there's a fight going on here. I'm sure someone's winning it. Jackson, you know, he's shooting people when McCree takes out Jin, and it should just be Shook taking.
Right now, that confuses me sometimes. But Brain is definitely not winning this fight. Maybe they're winning, but I
prefer when Brain is red, because Brain's like a red color. You know, like I said, that's their team color. Now it's their blue. It's confusing again.
It is confusing, and it'd be really cool if we could do it Overwatch League and have like colorblind mode and use those special colors.
Yeah, like they worked and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But Overwatch doesn't like us. Not at all.
No. They're trying to help us with the scuffed stream meme.
Yeah. Jackson getting another early pick. That's gonna be what they need. Yeah, you lose Zarya, you lose Grey Vibes, that's gonna be your major damage, and they're gonna wall the rest of Brain. Glide, did you use Nano?
Another shadow. Just cause. Just another one, and another shadow, and another shadow.
They used 2 ults. They used 2 ults. Why? Why?
That is, again, just unfortunate. This is very, I don't know. I mean, I remembered a very different Brain team, but they're kind of
last map, a very different.
Yeah, how last map. They're just kind of struggling at this point. They've got big plays, but unless they're doing the big plays, their consistency in the sort of neutral games isn't there.
The thing is, Mayalt's early, doesn't seem to catch anyone, and Phil the Krill is going ham in the back line. He's going to find Leva. Looks like he's going to find Jacksonborn as well. And that's the Brain. They don't even need ults, so they just throw their ults out because they don't really need to win fights with theirs. That's kind of how I'm seeing it.
That's how you want to be, because you get 20 seconds to get across this bridge. You really want to have something on deck to make sure you can push in and through. But there is going to be a bomb coming out, as well as a High Noon to put in the damage with a mini Pone there with a beat. So try and really, save a little bit.
It's up to Grey Vibes though. If Grey Vibes hits the grab, and he's gonna get it, it's gonna be huge. And Phil the Krill shattered from behind. He's gonna get Leva low. Leva's falling extremely low. They find 2. Leva's gonna go down as well. 3 left on the side of Shook. They're stalling for their lives. Brain just needs to clean up, and they're gonna do some cleaning. With those, everyone falling, Mini does get Grey Vibes though with a boop, which Grey Vibes probably smashing his desk over, as I would, after the fight ends. But
yeah, that's just how it kind of goes, you know. But we're going into this last point. They're already going to be down on time no matter what, but even being able to cap is going to be great for them at this point.
Yeah, if they can, even if they cap, I feel like it's going to be tie win situation for the Shook, because they only have a minute left, and I don't even know if a minute's enough time to push that without a team on the cart.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not one with ults that can counter it, and we obviously Shook doesn't have that many ults now, but if they just wait up and play patiently, let Brain use their ults first. Like, there we go. We see one ult out by Brain. They do lose Leva, though. And if that bomb can get anyone, and it will get Grey Vibes, that's going to basically halt their progress there. They have the quick spawns, and Brain is with 36 minutes left. The Reaper ult by My Life's going to get 2. and Brain needs to regroup.
But even so, Sugar's still super staggered on this point. Really just sort of stalling it out. They've got 20 seconds to get in here. As long as they can stall it, they get them to overtime, then they
I mean,
can
all you have to do
guarantee-
is sit on the cart for like 2 seconds and they won't be able to get it in time. Not to mention the tire coming out early. They do lose Mini, but if this tire can get at least 1 or 2, it could be it. It does get taken out by Glide. Glide yet again finding the nice play. Dark Mallet's gonna fall as well, and the Shatter is gonna come out as well, or the Sleep, I guess. Calvin looking for the ult as well. Philocril's just gonna be swinging. He's gonna have his Shatter up. Calvin will find one. The Shatter's gonna clean up the point, but Shook's done what they need to do. They've stalled for long enough that it doesn't actually matter.
And yeah, they get it to that overtime, ensuring for the moment not a complete loss, but at this point they have no chance of victory, unfortunately for Brain.
If they tie this map, we could be going to like I know, I guess if they tie this map, it will be, the max amount of maps will be
Fuel
6. 5.
7
6
10.
maps. Yeah, it's best of 3. We're playing best of 3, so a tie doesn't actually matter, but it just means we could end up playing a lot of maps.
Wait, so wait, how is this call working?
It's best of 3, so first person to win 3 maps
Oh,
wins it all,
okay.
just like Overwatch League did their playoffs. So a tie doesn't affect either team negatively, and
Do you think I watch Overwatch in any capacity?
I mean, it's on YouTube now, so probably not.
Yeah,
Even though we
who's
can't
over
stream at the
lately?
same time as Overwatch League, which is on a different platform, you probably watch it. Maybe not. I don't know.
I open up to see
Don't ban us.
Fuel. I open
Yeah.
up to watch Fuel pop off.
True. Yeah, I mean, you got Trill.
I'm a Fuel fan, but it's just funny to see him.
You're a Trill fan?
I used to play with him.
Damn, dude. That's a pretty
Feed
cool.
back then. He used to feed a lot.
Dude. Cookie.
Yeah. He played
You should-
Tracer and just
You
feed.
should have Trill out when he gets fired from Overwatch League. Be like, yo, join Altitude League, dude. I swear, we don't pay anyone, but I'm here.
Exactly. And we will allow you to go back to your roots and just feed on Tracer. But no, generally good on literally anything else. But you know, getting back to this match. They got a minute and 12 seconds left to cap
Yeah,
this
Shook
one little,
probably
this
just
one
gonna
little bit
play
of the
off here.
cheese wheel.
They get probably 1 pick. That could be it. They only really need 1 to push in on this. If they lose Phil the Crow, they lose Grey Vibes. This whole map could be going in the side of Shook, and they're playing a little slow here. I would have played aggressive, tried to get ults going in deep, and then try to get ults out. And Leva gonna fall low, but the wall gets the Ryan on the other side. Calvin's gonna be stuck as well, and with no Phil the Krill, I don't see how Shook can bring this back. Leva's gonna fall low as well, but it just, you don't have a Ryan of your own. Ray Vibes, they find Jackson as well in the side. Leva is nanoed up. There's no one left. He will fall, but I just don't see it coming back. Mini beats. The beat comes out. Brain gets 2. Late beat on the side of Mini. Could they bring it back? Jackson gets another. I still think Shook has the advantage here. The Male's coming out as well. Everyone is frozen up. They're not on the cart. It's just Phil the Krill. Calvin coming in behind. Will get killed as well. Phil the Krill is nanoed. The grab as well. Everything is out, and it is Shook all the way. Unless this ball gets 6.
Yeah, so close. There was some really good plays there from Brain there, and played it very well, stalling it to the very last moments, but it just fell through, unfortunately. Shook had the ults, had the advantage. They were on point. It was basically at that point, it's all about Brain pushing back onto point, attacking it themselves, and it just
I
couldn't
mean,
quite make it, unfortunately.
clearly they didn't have, Phil the Krill's not ready for that May wall, and that when you lose your
No,
Reinhardt
that's
with a
pretty
minute
big.
left, it's gonna be tough. Philocro came back, hit a huge shatter, made up for it. UBC, look how much damage he's blocking. It's not like he's not doing what he can do. Maybe this team's just not playing behind him. Who knows? He obviously also doesn't have that Zarya. Why is my mouse disappearing? This is not Overwatch.
You know, it's fine. You don't need a mouse. You're not playing.
I have to leave again.
Ripperoni.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of my Overwatch game now. I don't know what I'm doing, but somehow my Discord overlay is breaking my in-game mouse.
Oh yeah, that's it's been doing that forever. Imagine using a Discord overlay.
No, it's doing the opposite. It's like it's making my mouse disappear completely instead of
That's
like the
fine.
reverse where my mouse was like I had two mouses.
Yeah. Two mouses.
Two
Two
mouses.
mice.
Two mice. Is it mouses or mice? I think it's mice. You're probably right.
Yeah. Although I don't know. Maybe it's.
Yeah, gotta
What is
update
it?
things. Shook won that, right? So that is a 2-1 for the Shook.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good standings here to take it to a 3-1, and they definitely have the steam to do so.
I mean, how many people's brackets would be busted if we see Shook taking down two teams that people thought were not going to be taken down? Bubble Tea always has a strong showing no matter which season we're in. Well, I guess we only had two seasons.
It's kind of upset after upset at the moment.
Brain
And
is
honestly, is this like a new revamped Shook team? I don't think I recognize any of these players, honestly.
I mean, I think Leva's still there, and I think there's a few people that are they're still stuck around. Obviously, Minipon is still there. They're obviously the captain, but I think Epic Shock and Jacksonborn are definitely new additions, and same with Seja. And
Okay.
these new additions are definitely helping this team. They're definitely more organized as well. We didn't see as many streams of the Shook as that kind of happens when you have so many teams.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, they're definitely a different team than the 4-0 when they initially faced this team. Obviously, Brain is also a different team.
Is it? Yeah. I
Yeah,
guess
well,
so.
they lost Syntax. You know,
I mean, does that count? Syntax is just a roaming man. He has no
it's
team.
counted, dude. You're like,
What team is he on now? Is he even on a team?
he's on Phil. He's a bench warmer for Philly. So if you're watching this, Syntax,
okay.
love you, dude, but that's what you are.
Yeah. Philadelphia and XL, they're just trading people just to. I don't know. Are they getting people to buy, season champion wins or something?
Yeah.
You just get benched, but you technically won the season because you were there.
I mean, we went in some new rules, so you can't just swap right before the playoffs. But if Toronto won last season, there'd definitely be some interesting. We'd see Cola. We'd see Cola getting that win, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. The little gold dude that barely plays the game. that would have been great. So you just said it the same way twice.
Saja instead of
Saja.
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 And is Shook switching to defense, or are they staying attack?
All right, we're well on track here. We're gonna go to Havana.
I haven't had anything to drink, dude. My voice is dying. I'm like a
Dude, that's rough.
ending. I know.
I don't know what it is. I think I need a break from Overwatch. It's just frying my brain lately.
I mean, you cast like every day.
Yeah, and then I don't know if you saw, like, the last week there was multiple days where I was casting back to back, or I'd play a game then go cast, and that's just
I mean,
that's too much Overwatch.
Sarthas basically have you unlocked, dude. You can't escape them.
Yeah, honestly, dude, I'm just in the basement locked up, and I see the light, and it just here.
Yeah.
It's casting time.
Cookie's like, Cookie's like, I want to see my family. I want to go back to Australia. Sarth's like,
Yeah.
you have no homeland anymore.
I haven't seen my wife in days, dude. All I do is wake up and cast.
I wake up, Sarth DMs me. I boot up my PC. I cast. I play for Sarth's Overwatch. I cast. I play for Sarth's Overwatch team, and then I analyst deaths for Sarth's Overwatch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Locked in a perpetual loop.
It's a bad loop. I don't even want to play Overwatch in the first place. But I must. But I don't think I've seen Havana played for quite a while, so I don't know what the meta is here. I'm a little bit washed up. I don't know if it's changed up at all, or if they're just going to be running the. Well, sorry, it's May. Mm-hmm. No, I'll take Hanzo Zarya any day over the Mei. At least there's some ability around the
Quick,
other.
I'm gonna say this real quick though. If you snore after a grab dragon, instant ban, dude. Instant ban. It's a 3-match playoff ban for Toronto.
I don't know. I see that Zarya. I see that Hanzo. I might have to.
Trying to make a highlight reel where our casters are snoring after clips. Gotta create the hype.
Oh, yeah, I see you switch that out.
The audio, yeah. Some owl cast.
That was pretty well done. I gotta admit.
I didn't edit. I was just a clip guy. I was like, gotta find the clips that were captured, which was very.
Well, you're the clip guy, but there's none of you.
I mean, I could have just made the whole highlight reel myself.
You could have, but I'm glad you put the best player first.
Sorry, first. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I opened up, saw that, and closed immediately after.
MVP runner-up. Jackson Bourne finding an early pick on Calvin. We're seeing Shook with this spawn hold. Could we see a full spawn hold? That would really hurt me. After such
It's been a minute since I've seen that, but with this kind of composition, I'm sure they can.
We're seeing
bring out a bastion or
swap
something.
over to the Sigma. And we're seeing Sigma Orisa, clearly an old comp, but I mean, they run in Overwatch League, and the wall will catch to outside. I don't know if Brain knows, but Shook is in a great spot. Brain needs to just force the round the point, die, get ults or something. They can't play it slow as they're not getting any point on the card.
Yeah, they're getting no value out of anything right now.
I mean,
and they've already whittled it down a minute, and they're still in a good position to just keep holding it.
I mean, at this rate, we could see a tie on this map if they don't get on the card at all. Oh, okay, never mind. Can't see a tie.
No tie here, but yeah, this is pretty crazy. We're just whittling down time. Minute 15 already taken out. They're gonna switch up, so that means they still have no ults. They gotta make these. This McCree has to be big, you know. They're stuck Phil already.
Seja finding Gin early on, and Epic Shook finds Phil the Krill. If I was Brain here, I'd be sweating. I'd be so nervous. We see My Life swapping it over. Having your playoff and end like this. I mean, I don't want to count them out. They still have 2 minutes left. But you go so far.
Oh no!
Sigma gets no one. They have the Bastion. It's set up. The grab is out as well. They nano the Bastion. They block the Shatter. Calvin finds one. They're pouring ults in two. And Shook is holding the spawn.
That's
Shook,
crazy.
Please don't do him like this.
They finally went the Bastion. They nanoed the Bastion, but there's somehow they couldn't find the value coming out of it. Yeah, I mean, we've got Dragons coming in here as well.
The Dragons going through the whole team.
Oh my god.
Wall. I don't see Shook winning this.
This is crazy. This is like I don't understand. Like, it's not like it's a very cheesy kind of team either.
I mean, yeah, you're not seeing the Bastion.
It's just Ryan Ball, Hanzo Mei, and a Lucio Anna. It's nothing that you haven't already dealt with.
Yeah, we're seeing, and My Life does get the first pick. My Life, you need to get more. This is your chance. Your team needs to bring it back. Mini has the beat to use if needed to hold this. We do see the ball coming in. Epic, you can't just dive a Bastion like that. It's gonna be very difficult to do it. But they're still not gaining value. Calvin's falling low. The Hanzo's doing a ton of damage. There's still Leva's gonna find Calvin. They still have not made any room. And the beat's coming out yet again. This is not how we want it to end. Gin's gonna get the res, but the rest of Brain has to back up. Shook still holding.
It's 3.5 minutes. They have 30 seconds to get it out of the gas station. We talk about parking the car, but man, there's no gas in this car, and the petrol station's right there. Just put them in. Move the car. This is insane.
Curry vibes. This is up to you, dude. You have the Zarya. You need an ult. Another Hanzo ult coming in.
Oh my god.
It's huge again. They only have 10 seconds left.
And they're still rezzing people. Stop rezzing people, please.
It's over.
Yeah. If they put up, yeah. No, that's
Brain
it.
can't touch. What? I'm speechless.
That's insane. They just got full held on Havana in the year of our Lord 2020.
0-0.
Oh,
Switching sides.
yeah, they weren't cheesy. That was just a main Hanzo, man.
Initiating match.
It's just it's disappointing. It really is. Like I really don't know. It's kind of sad. But I don't know. Cry. Do you think they can manage to push it 2.59 meters?
I don't want to count Brain out,
Ready
but
for
I don't
battle.
see an I don't
Mm-hmm.
I don't see I don't see an outcome where Brain wins this, and that's just the truth. It's already halfway in. They're gonna start it, and it will already have the change in pace where it's already counting down.
Mm-hmm.
It's
They're gonna be running out of their own cheese. But I don't know. Is this kind of cheese actually good again anymore, or is it the Meihanzo? Is that the supreme we slept on for so long? They're gonna set up, but is it a strategy they know how to use? Because it looks like Shook definitely knew how to play it.
1.
With where they're kind of setting up, not too sure.
Stop the payload.
and Shook is gonna walk in here. They're gonna need to. Brain needs to find a pick early on. They do get Leva. I wouldn't be surprised if they just get it like a sneaky cap accidentally. They already have the intense music, and they have 4 minutes.
Yep. 3.5 minutes left to go, and you know, they sleep the Bastion.
The
That could be
sleep
huge
the
here.
Bastion. They don't have the damage. I truthfully am speechless. They're gonna push in.
Anti.
The anti is huge. Brain is done. They have no comeback. That's gonna be it. And that's gonna be it.
And yeah,
I
unless
don't want to sound like I'm not excited for the Shook's victory here, but after such an intense game, that is not how you want to see it end.
no, it's so demoralizing. It's
Fucking tire fire. Sorry for the language. It's so heartbreaking to see that
The
happening.
game.
yeah, like it was such a close game. Map 1 insanely close. Map 2 as well, getting so close. Map 3 again so very close, but probably the furthest away. And then this one was just they had no chance whatsoever. Yeah, they don't even get a card because how could they?
Man, I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say.
But with that, you know, Shook get to move on, get to
Shook
play
will
another
be
day.
making the playoffs. Our first play-in, moving on person, as they say, are the Shook. Heartbreaking
Moving on
loss to the Brain. I don't want to talk about last map, but the Shook will take a 3-1 victory.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and they're in you know, I don't know what Brain are going to do from here. You know, they're out. No playoffs for them. They're done for the season. Are they going to come back next season? Are they going to reform?
Who knows?
Are they going to change things up, or maybe is the meta just going to try to kind of shift for them?
You really never know in a game like Overwatch. Like, even if you look at contenders or open division, teams that have been around basically since the start of the game or drop, it's all around. It's just you really never know what's going on with this scene, and that's just kind of. So will the team stick around? I hope so. They showed a lot of promise today. Unfortunate they did lose. I think they got a little into their heads after that first minute of being held. I think it just they were like, what if we get full held? And then once you have that idea in your head that that's a possibility, it's just nagging on you until each person on your team is getting triggered. You're throwing out ults when you don't need it. You don't really have a strategy. You're just all frustrated, and then you end up losing. And it hurts to lose. Obviously, I hope this team sticks together. I love watching them play. Brain almost made playoffs initially. They were, I think, like 1 game off. So I would like to see them come back next season stronger than ever.
Absolutely. But with that being said, we get to move on over to actually, I think we go to the desk first. Yeah, desk time.
Yeah, we got to go to the desk. We got our analyst set up with our World War II transponder radio mics. Juice and someone with a good mic, Zesty.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a series. 3-1 in the side of Shook.
It's still garbage.
Who can see coming? All right. Thank you, Cookie, for your wonderful intake. But now it's time.
Okay. That was a surprising like ending to the game. Honestly, like I was not expecting that to like be so like so short of a map. Honestly.
Yeah, I just felt bad in some remarks. Like it was just like it was hard to watch. You know, like you saw Brain trying their absolute hardest to just get that, just to get out of spawn and at least get something done. But with the team just kind of playing this very impressive style, it was just impossible for any of the Brains players to do anything. And it was honestly just. It was a sight to see. Like the first 3 maps were very close, as our casters and has already said, and just that map 4 wasn't. It was just I can't even. There's no words to describe what I just saw. It was just. Do you have any words for it, Sam? Because I do not.
Shook just clapped like Brain. Honestly, though, for the last map, honestly. Like I was expecting it to go into like 0.2, not stay at spawn.
Not 2.95.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that's most surprising is throughout the season, I don't think many players really saw Shook as a contender for these play-ins or even get it like over playoffs or even play-ins nonetheless. And then they just took down a team that was considered one of the upper echelons, like one of the higher tier teams. And so you have to say, a lot of players who made brackets in the Altitude Discord are probably wondering, like, oh no, what other upsets are we going to see now? And it's going to lead to this thing where underdogs are going to be the underdog meta is starting. You're seeing a lot of these teams in the underdog brackets just start to actually make these performance changes that are just going to be insanely, like, either going to work really well for them or really poorly, and there's no in between. And I think I'm excited to see that happen, to see a lot of these top teams get dethroned by, lower tier teams.
Oh yeah, big time. It's like the same with last night's game with Shanghai and Recall. I was honestly surprised, but that was a more close game than like today's game.
Mm-hmm. And I gotta say, yeah, it was definitely something that was very interesting. And now that the game's over, probably the hardest thing to do after the end of any intense series is choosing an MVP. Now, I have my personal takes, and I think you do too. But I think we also have a little bit of an agreement on who we have in the in our MVP slot. Who would you say gets it? Let's hear what you say first.
I gotta go with Leve for like my MVP.
Yeah. Leva, yeah, I think it's pronunciation, but Leva was it was just amazing to watch Leva play. Really high level, just Ryan play all around, and he was pretty much booming Krill at the end there. It was just, I gotta say, it was fun to watch. I was enjoying that Ryan play. It was, and honestly, I think a lot of people were going into this looking at the Ryan difference at the beginning, but then Leva just kind of really just took off from there and just said, nah, I'm the carry. It's okay. I will carry this team. And honestly, it was hard to choose between Leva and Jackson. Jackson was a really good Hanzo player and good projectile DPS player all around, and really made a lot of work for that team. And I mean, you can give a May an MVP, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I will never give a May an MVP. That is a bleak future if I ever give a May an MVP. But on a serious note, Leva just honestly performed so well and played against a Reinhardt who many probably considered a top Ryan in the league. So to see them play, to see that top tier Ryan get outplayed like that is honestly just surprising. And I gotta say, I'm looking towards the next couple maps, but next couple of playoff rounds. So we have one more play-in game, I believe, between Paris and Recall, and then after that we're going to go to official playoffs. And I gotta say, I'm really excited to see if these underdogs can change things up even more.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's our cue to go in.
All right, we're back, boys.
Okay, so I think me and Cookie can both agree. I'd like to clear something up. I knew Shook was good. I didn't know Shook was gonna win, but I they had a chance all the way through. They beat Ghouls. People forget they beat Ghouls. But let's just announce the player of the match. We got Leva, the big boss Ryan. Let's get him in here. Leva, welcome.
Hello. I've been
You-
dragged in.
Yes, you were
Yeah.
the match MVP because you played amazingly.
Thank you.
How you feeling, man? After that, how are you
I'm
feeling?
feeling all right. I think I was doing well the whole set. I was pretty bad on Lijiang, but every other map, I think I really popped off.
Nice, and that's a very
Nice
fair
and humble.
assumption.
Nice and humble.
Yeah.
You hit a lot of shatters there. I like to see that. I love
Yeah.
the classic cart shatter. That's a personal.
Yeah. I was kind of reading when he would use his abilities a lot. It was pretty obvious, not to be mean, but yeah, like
I mean, that's fair to say. It's not really an insult to the other.
Yeah,
line,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm just
like,
yeah, he would fire strike too often. So
Okay. well,
Okay.
you're
Happens.
helping him improve. Yeah.
Good,
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
good
The
tips
old
for him.
fire
I'm
strike.
sure he's in here writing it down now.
yeah.
Don't fire strike.
Last map was crazy.
yeah,
you
last
guys-
last
you
map
guys
was,
map was
nuts.
crazy.
Impressed.
I
Yeah.
pressed the shift key more than any other like time I have before.
I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't care who won that map, but I did not want you guys to full hold that. It was just depressing. It was so sad
Yeah.
to
It was
that
pretty
match
sad.
end like that.
Yeah.
After such a close, every fight was so close, every map was so close, and then just to have it end with just total domination was a little sad.
Mhm.
Yeah,
like you got a whole minute in, and it's like okay, like 1 minute hold there. That's great. That's kind of like the golden spot where you want it. It's fine if they lose, a fight now, and then just all of a sudden 4 minutes is up,
Yeah, it was pretty sad.
and yeah, it was just complete domination.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I think we're a team who's really good at adapting oversets. So like when something is thrown at us, we're really good at adapting.
So
Okay,
here's a
and-
question that I haven't asked anyone before. You made the playoffs. We don't know which seed you're going to be, as if Florida beats Paris tomorrow, you would be the higher
Okay.
seed. Sorry, I thought you left.
No, it's fine.
So the question is, if you end up as the higher play-in winner, you will be facing Ghouls yet again. How far do you think you're going to get in this playoffs?
How far? I mean,
Yeah.
we'll be ghouls for sure. I'll tell you that.
So you guys think you're going to grand finals, like easy win? All
I
the way?
mean, NYXL seems that's the only team we've gotten rolled by with our new roster, but we have another new player that has been playing, so I think we'll do better.
Okay,
so-
well,
But
Good to
I
hear.
think we'll if we get in losers early because we go against NYXL, I think we'll come through to grand finals.
come through to grand finals. The underdog
Yes.
story, just like Shook did in the actual Overwatch League. You guys just
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
you're mocking them, as some would
We're-
say in the mock Overwatch League.
Crazy.
Actually,
Well,
nuts.
before we end, any one player you'd like to shout out from
Any
your
one
team?
player for my team? I don't want to
Jackson,
shout out
I
only
knew
one
about
player.
last first time.
Yeah. Jackson, of course. But I'd like to shout out Mallard. Mallard really warmed up the last map, and I also liked playing with Saja too. Saja's walls were helping a lot, and Epic. Epic
Mhm.
was also playing nasty.
So you're
I'm gonna shout out my whole team. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be honest.
Yeah.
We played nasty.
You're allowed to shout your whole team.
With that last map, I have to shout out everybody. I just
Mhm.
can't shout out one person.
You guys
Fair
did
enough.
really
Fair
well.
enough. Well, when we get these next playoff matches scheduled, we won't be streaming any of the winners brackets. Unfortunately, we're going to focus on the intense elimination games that will be in the losers.
Oh, I
because
see.
those
I
will-
see.
Well, I feel like those will be the most emotional, as each team will be on the edge of elimination.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing losers rounds and the winners finals. But, well, I guess hopefully we don't stream you for you guys' sake until winners finals. But if not, it'll be great to watch you guys play again. Thanks for coming out. I'm gonna make you
Yeah.
back.
We'll be majorly improved once again in our next match. Next time you see
Okay.
us on stream.
Let's see it. I'm
Keen
moving
to
you
see it,
back.
dude. Good luck.
Thank you.
And nice Overwatch LC pause in the cast, little dead air. Before we sign off, obviously this was a great game by San Francisco Shook. The 11th seed upsetting the 7th seed in play-ins. We saw take a 3-1 victory. Quick thanks to both our analyst desk, Juice and Zesty. Juice had the worst mic we've had on analyst desk. And for that, we have to give him extra shout outs. Possibly the worst mic in all altitude streams. So, can't really
Yeah.
You're the best at something, Juice, and for that we thank you. And
He's
Zesty,
nuts.
thanks again. I'm Cry,
And I'm Cookie Bread as always.
and you've been watching Altitude, the classic.